Get ready for the dictation on the count of 3, 2, 1, start. MGNREGA stands for the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. It is an Indian labor law and social security measure that aims to provide at least 100 days of guaranteed wage employment in a financial year to every household whose adult members volunteer to do unskilled manual work in rural areas. The Act was introduced in 2005 and is considered one of the largest employment generation programs in the world. The program aims to provide livelihood security and reduce poverty in rural areas by creating durable assets and infrastructure while also promoting rural development. The MGNREGA was enacted by the Indian Parliament in 2005 with the objective of providing employment opportunities to the rural poor, mainly in unskilled manual work. The Act aims to provide a social safety net to rural households by guaranteeing employment and income security and at the same time promoting rural development and asset creation. Under the Act, all adult members of a rural household are entitled to apply for work, with at least one-third of the beneficiaries being women. The work provided is manual and unskilled, and the wages are paid according to the prevailing minimum wage rate in the state or union territory, which is higher. The wages are paid directly to the beneficiaries through their bank or post office accounts, which help in reducing corruption and leakage. The Act provides for the creation of a National Employment Guarantee Fund to finance the implementation of the scheme. The central government contributes 90% of the funds and the state government contributes the remaining 10%. The funds are allocated to the states based on their poverty levels and the demand for work in each state. The scheme is implemented by the local bodies such as the Gram Panchayats and the District Rural Development Agencies in each state. The Act mandates that the work provided under the scheme should be for the creation of durable assets such as roads, canals, and ponds, which would benefit the local communities. The Act also lays down a set of guidelines and procedures for the implementation of the scheme, such as the provision of work within 15 days of application, the payment of wages within 15 days of completion of work, and the provision of compensation for any delay or non-payment of wages. The MGNREGA has been successful in providing employment opportunities and income security to the rural poor in India. According to the Ministry of Rural Development, more than 91 crore person days of work were generated in the financial year 2020 to 2021, providing employment to around 9.3 crore households. The scheme has also helped in improving the rural infrastructure such as roads, water harvesting structures, and irrigation facilities, which has led to an improvement in the overall living standards of the rural poor. However, the scheme has also faced several challenges in its implementation. One of the major challenges is the timely payment of wages to the beneficiaries. There have been instances of delayed or non-payment of wages which has caused hardship to the beneficiaries. Another challenge is the lack of transparency in the implementation of the scheme, which has led to corruption and leakage of funds. To address these challenges, the government has taken several measures such as the introduction of an electronic fund management system for the timely payment of wages, the use of geotagging for transparency in the implementation of the scheme, and the provision of social audits to ensure accountability and transparency in the implementation of the scheme. Another criticism is that the scheme has led to inflationary pressures in the rural areas as the increased wages paid under the scheme have led to an increase in the cost of agricultural inputs and other goods and services. This in turn has affected the purchasing power of the rural poor who are dependent on agriculture for their livelihoods. Furthermore, there have been concerns that the scheme may have led to a shift from traditional agriculture to non-agricultural work, which may not be sustainable in the long run. This may lead to a loss of agricultural productivity and food security in the rural areas, which may exacerbate poverty and inequality. To address these criticisms, the government has taken several measures to improve the effectiveness and impact of the scheme. One such measure is the convergence of the MGNREGA scheme with other development programs such as the National Rural Livelihood Mission, which provides skill development and livelihood opportunities to the rural poor. The government has also taken steps to promote the creation of productive assets under the scheme, such as the construction of irrigation facilities, rural roads, and other infrastructure which would contribute to the sustainable development of the rural areas. The scheme has also been expanded to include activities such as watershed development and soil conservation, which would contribute to the conservation of natural resources and the promotion of sustainable agriculture. In conclusion, the MGNREGA scheme has also been an important social safety net for the rural poor in India, providing employment opportunities and income security and promoting rural development and asset creation. However, the scheme has also faced several challenges and criticisms which need to be addressed to ensure its effectiveness and impact in the long run. The government's efforts to address these challenges and promote the sustainable development of the rural areas are crucial for the success of the scheme and the welfare of the rural poor in India.